Hey, beautiful people. Welcome back to Hekima House. This is your girl, Alicia, your wellness guide. I am excited to have you back. Just want to give you a friendly reminder, real quick, to make sure you drink some water, mind your business, all of that stuff. And today we are talking about something that has been sitting on my heart lately and a question that has quietly been kind of guiding my life, and also just a question that has honestly saved me from a lot of nonsense. So that question is, how will this affect future me? So think about that for a minute. Not tomorrow me, not next week me, but like the me of 6 years from now, 10 years from now, future me. Because whether we like it or not, everything we do today is kind of like a love letter or a warning letter, even at times, to future you. And so I think we have to kind of keep that in the front of our mind a lot of times when we make different decisions in our everyday life. And I think oftentimes we tend to forget that the things we do right now will affect 10 years from now. And so I'll start by saying I want you to imagine something with me. So take a second, close your eyes for a minute, and try to picture yourself 5 years from now. For me, I'm healthy, I'm peaceful, I'm glowing, my bills are paid, my skin is clear, my mind is calm, my marriage is strong, my business is flowing. I walk into and I'm looking at myself today. And then I want you to also ask the question of, what would that person, that future person, say to today's you? Would they give you a hug? Would they say, thank you so much for taking care of me? Or would you have the opposite, where they look at you and say, girl, what have you done? What did you do to me? Why don't you like me? Why are you doing this to me? Because listen, future you is literally built from all of the tiny choices that you make today. A lot of times people will tell me that I'm over prepared or I'm paranoid and all these things. And it's like, not the big dramatic things and decisions that you make are not the ones that really drive a lot of the future you. It's the small things. It's not the new year, new me situations. It's the little things, the little boring things, the everyday things that we choose. A lot of times it's small things like, did I choose water or soda? Something that simple, basically saying, if I would have chose water a couple more times a few years back, would I be in the situation I'm in today? Questions like, did I move my body or did I sit and scroll? Did I speak kindly or react emotionally? Did I save that money or did I impulse buy? Did I rest or did I run myself into the ground? All those little things that you answer for yourself every single day, but you don't even think about it, they compound. And just like interest, just like habits, just like energy, all of that stuff stacks up and it gets really, really heavy. And then future you is walking around with a broken back because she's been carrying all this stuff that you've been piling on all these years. So that's something to just kind of sit with and think about. I like to think of life like kind of like a relay race. I'm a track runner. I run track. I ran track. And past you hands off to present you, which is the one that hands off to future you. And you're all on the same team. Past you hands the baton to present you. And like I said, present you hands to future you. And sometimes we try to act like we're enemies with our past or future self. And I know that sounds confusing, but I think sometimes we act like that's our enemy because of how we act in the present, in our present self. We say, I'll deal with that later. I'll start it Monday. I deserve this. Forget it. I'm going to buy it. Then a lot of times when we do though, when we make those decisions, future you is over here looking like, ma'am, what are we doing here? And a lot of times it's because she has to deal with the consequences. Like I said before, it gets heavy. She will get the inflammation from that soda that you decided to drink. She'll get the debt from that trip that you decided to take that you knew you didn't have the money for. She will get the stress of that decision that you made. She'll get the burnout of that extra thing that you decided to pick up. And I don't know about you, but I think I love myself too much to sabotage future me. For me, the way I see it is future me deserves more softness. And in order for me to get that strength that I'm trying to build to, future me needs to have the muscle that I'm building up now. And, she deserves a body that moves without pain, with ease, and a mind that's clear and peaceful, a life that's lived in an intentional way. And so then, after you get to that point, you think in your mind, so now what? Before I do almost anything, I try to make sure that I pause and ask myself, how will this affect future me? It's a question that is very powerful. And I feel like over the years, as I have asked myself that more and more, it makes it so that I'm making more clear decisions and I don't necessarily have to explain it myself because I know exactly why I made the decision. It slows you down. It forces you to wake up and it kind of pulls you out of impulse so that you don't have a chance to make that quick decision that you didn't get a chance to think through. And it makes it so that the future you is kind of not in their head, like, okay, I see you care about us. And so, let me keep it real. Sometimes it looks like choosing the walk instead of the couch, choosing the farther parking space in the parking lot, going to bed instead of one more episode, or let me call this person, drinking tea instead of grabbing a bottle of wine or bottle of beer or whatever. Sometimes it's having a hard conversation with someone instead of just silent resentment that just sits with you and becomes something that you have to hold on to. Sometimes it's saving that extra $20 instead of spending it right in front of the counter when you knew you didn't need that thing that was there. And the biggest thing that I think of is there's nothing more glamorous than making grown woman decisions, because discipline isn't punishment, it's self respect. It's you saying, I care about the person that I'm becoming. And that says a lot to future you because that future person needs to know that they're cared about. And I think that we tend to forget that. Just like we have to care about the past us, we have to care about all stages so that we can make it through them. Because guess what? Nobody is coming to save future you. You are your own hero. And right now, today, and in this moment, you can make the decision to make sure that you put yourself in a position that you're proud of. And so, my closing reflection to you today is to check out my homework of my movement video or class that I post along with my little quick chat. Before you make any decisions with yourself, do the homework of asking yourself the question, how is this going to affect future me? Not from fear, answer not from guilt, but answer that question from love, from protection, and from a kind of, I got you, perspective. And it helps to anchor you into a certain mindset that kind of sits in your body with pride, and it helps you to be happy about the decisions that you've made. And as I stated before, I pair a movement video with every podcast episode, and these are the reasons why. Because when we move our bodies intentionally, we train our nervous system to pause and to choose to respond instead of react. So when you have a moment of chaos, roll out your mat, take a moment to breathe, pop on one of my videos, and make it so that you can breathe life into your future self so that you can make the future brighter for yourself. So thank you again for coming and listening and chatting with me. Hope to see you next time and have a great day. See you.